Good evening, everyone. To those of you that are joining us online and those of you that are here in person, welcome to this evening's regular meeting of the South Euclid-Lyndhurst Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. Thank you for those in the audience. We never get visitors, so we are grateful. We can go ahead and get a roll call, Mr. Hill, please.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Here.
Mrs. Jones?
Here.
Ms. King?
Here.
Ms. Lee?
Here.
Mrs. Ryan?
And Mrs. Ryan is on an approved absence today, so she will not be joining us. That being said, may we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for joining us with that. And with no further ado, we will go right into our liaison reports from our legislative guru.
Here you go. Hardly a guru. Yes, the state legislature is on break, their summer break, so we don't have too much going on. There is a bill that has been just introduced by Representative Adam Miller and Juanita Brent, excuse me, House Bill 719, which would require educational regional service systems to include services related to reading and literacy and service for English language learners. But also happened to find out that, unfortunately, Ohio ranks, I think it's 31st or 33rd of our 50 states in computer science.
Oh.
So
31st?
we do have a vote. The state Senate Committee on Computer Sciences voted unanimously to approve a final report of the State of Ohio Computer Science Plan. The committee was established in House Bill 110 to examine the challenges and best practices for computer science in primary and secondary education. So there are 10 recommendations. I won't read them all, but this is really a very positive step for our state. So this will require a credit in computer science for all high school graduates by the end of the decade. Offer students the opportunity to take at least one computer science class per year, and so on. So some very good moves there for our state.
That's interesting. So I graduated, don't judge me, from high school in 1994.
Oh.
And I remember taking computer science with
Really?
home ec.
Oh,
And I hope they do something to make it a lot better, because I was so angry when I took computer science. I did not understand how I would ever use it in life, and I did not use it.
oh.
It
I had to
wasn't
take
like
it
you
as
were
a
taking
teacher.
like a Word class
Right.
or Microsoft. It was literally computer science, like learning how things are written.
Oh,
And
DOS and everything.
Back then it was like Lotus, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
so angry. So I hope
Yeah,
it
I
has some
remember
meaningful,
Lotus.
yes.
I think this will be
shoot.
More
a
up
great
to date.
improvement, yes.
We just showed our ages in real life.
Yes. So
I forgot about
I
that.
won't tell you when I graduated.
I have to look that up.
One-room schoolhouse.
Thank you, Ms. Falkenberg. Ashley, student achievement guru.
All right, that's fine. So I actually have a couple for my report today. So September is Attendance Awareness Month. I don't know if that was targeted for our working session. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And that's the nationwide recognition of the connection between regular school attendance and academic achievement. Additionally, another item is a student achievement podcast is on the way. They'll be making a further announcement about the details next month, but students at the beginning of their post-secondary experience will be interviewed and then followed up upon throughout their academic year. So they're gonna do like a pilot for this year, and we're in like September now, so the release details next month. So I believe that the schedule will be like once a month or maybe once a quarter. So more to come about that next month. A reminder to submit nominations for the 2022 Student Achievement Fair, which is an excellent learning opportunity for students and conference attendees at the 2022 OSBA Capital Conference in November. Okay, and then so a study from the Pew Research Center's Teen Social Media and Technology 2022 report reported that the percent of American teens who use Facebook has dropped from 71% to 32%.
Moved on to something else. But,
But TikTok. Something else is taking over.
Right? So it was actually very surprising. So the #1 social media platform that teenagers use these days is actually YouTube with 95, right, it's 95%.
really?
I believe it.
But you know,
And
I'm trying to think,
it was-
because it's more engaging now.
Oh, they watch TV on YouTube. Everything they do.
That could be it.
Yeah, they watch. My kids don't watch regular TV programming. They watch YouTube shows, and they are so horrible.
Because I was like, I don't understand the connection. Are they doing like makeup videos or like, but you're right, it's the TV.
How
Okay.
to play with it.
And then TikTok, the famous TikTok is 67%. And then Snapchat and Instagram are tied for similar usage around 60%. That's where I'm at, like Instagram. So. And then lastly, regarding social emotional learning, also known as SEL. But so how an SEL buddy program can help students, younger peers. So a study was conducted pairing young learners with older elementary and middle school students can boost social and emotional learning skills for both groups. So now that a lot of schools, all schools, are back to in-person learning, one of the biggest observations was that students are struggling with a lack of social skills, regulation of emotions, and the ability to build and sustain positive relationships with each other. So buddy programs is a way for teachers to accelerate learning crucial social and emotional skills, but these buddy programs should be, there are parameters. They should be planned and developed accordingly by teachers and administrators. They should have clear set of rules and procedures with, most importantly, suggested activities. So it's not just, this is your buddy for the year, you guys have fun, but these are the rules, these are the expectations, and then these are some activities that you guys could do together, such as taking a walk, tutoring, or engaging in commonality subjects.
I can see that.
They used to do it at Adrian years ago. Like when they were there, they would pair a kindergartner with a third grader, and like they would go throughout the school year. Kathy Stain would do it, and that would be their person, and they would actually work, and that's how they would. It actually was a pretty good idea. Actually.
If anyone's interested in the study or the article, I can send it over.
Yes, please.
That concludes my report.
Second, so my question is, the last time we did something for student achievement at OSBA was under Mr. Williamson. That's when we did the ESSR program, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
How long ago was
That was 2019. then.
Yeah, what I'm hoping to do, we actually have launched a new music technology class that Jonathan O'Brien is doing at the junior high and high school level, and it got really filled up quick. So I'm really curious. It's kind of put things out there too. So I'd like to take something down there different. But you're right, we haven't. 2019 was, yeah. We could start taking a look, and I think people are willing to travel again, and the last 2 years with COVID kind of put a damper on that, but we could look at that.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley. We can go right into Superintendent's report.
Yes. Well, good evening, everybody. Just a few announcements as we, I guess, midway through September. I do want to announce first that on Saturday, we are going to have our SEL Appreciation Day. We started that in 2017, and we did it for 3 years until 2019, and then unfortunately COVID hit, and we weren't able to do it in 2020 or 21. So we're really excited. It's just from 11 to 2 o'clock, and we are going to. It's really student center. So this is very. Like I tell my folks, I'm actually bringing my granddaughter. I'm working that day, but I'm gonna bring my 8-year-old granddaughter because I think she's gonna enjoy the music. There's some face painting. There's different tents that are focused on engagement for the kids, and it's just really a nice, relaxing afternoon, hopefully. What we are going to do is feature some of our music programs. So from 11 to 11:30, the Brush Marching Band will kick it off. 11:30 to 12, the Brush Jazz Effect will be at the gazebo. 12 to 12:30, the Chamber Orchestra. 12:30 to 1 o'clock, the SEL K3 All-Stars. Can't wait to see those little ones. And then from 1 to 1:30, the choral performance. And we are going to put on hold our raffle. We're going to delay that to a little bit of a later date, and more news to come. Good thing why we want to proceed with the raffle, that there were some new regulations that came out with regards to school districts and a raffle. However, it is worthwhile for us to continue once we regroup here, because we really look to any proceeds that we get are going to go back into the buildings to support student programs, and so I don't really want to miss that opportunity. Just a little bit of a delay on that. So I hope everybody can join us. We're waiting to see about the Dine to Donate. It's getting a little bit tougher to do that because actually a lot of restaurants just can't find the workers. But we are looking to see, we're still waiting on that to see whether Chipotle or another one can do it, where you have lunch and then some money is donated back to our organization. So that is on Saturday, the 24th. It was a busy month for us. We had a chance to go to Rock the Block and feature, meet some of the community members, mostly from South Euclid. Then we went over to the Lyndhurst Home Days last week, and we had a really great showing with our students marching in the parade. It was a really great one, so thank you, families, for allowing your children to come out on a Sunday. And thank you, Mr. Champ and the band, marching in there. That's always a great, I would say, a focus of the parade. And then last night, a few of us attended the Lyndhurst Police Department Foundation golf outing. No, I did not golf, but we did support it. And what's really great about it, they do a lot of good things for area youth, including our Brush High School students, so we want to make sure that that's supported. And again, on Saturday, the SEL Appreciation Day. So I'm really excited on this evening's agenda. I'm asking the board to approve a contract called Rewire Your Workplace. And so what do we have some handouts for the board, or right here? Okay. If you want to pass them out. So everybody's been talking about what do you do in the workplace to help the mental health and the general health of your staff. That has always been a commitment to this administration, this leadership. I just want to take you back a little bit. When we opened up ArcFit Upper, it was really designated for staff only. And I actually know a couple people that actually make use of it. They're sitting back there because I do run into them on a regular basis or when I'm up here. So really what that was about, we really, a few years back we hired we call it a performance and wellness specialist. Our current one is, Ryan Dugan was our last one, but Corey Morrow is our current one. And his role is actually to work with our students, but it's also to work with our staff. So now we're focusing on the staff side. COVID set things back. That was really, we obviously couldn't have that open up. And so we are actually going to re-kick it off. And I came across this person that, his name is Dr. Charlie Keenan. It might sound familiar, but he's not. He's the son of the superintendent of Maple Heights.
Wait a minute, that's familiar.
So he actually is a physical therapist, a doctor, and so he has part of an organization called Rewire Your Workplace. And I had found out about it, and I thought that would actually be perfect to really help jumpstart what we're trying to do for our entire staff here in SEL. So what was just handed out to you, and I'll just kind of what to expect. So one of the things that we're going to do is SEL, our school district, is now offering all district employees a wellness program brought to you by Rewire Total Body Experience, a performance physical therapy company. It will be based on a survey in which employees individually score themselves on nutrition, exercise, and mental health. So what we're going to do first, after we hopefully the board approves this contract, is really take a survey, because there's a lot of different areas that people want for self-care. And so it's going to be a neat survey, and you can see N is for nutrition, E is for exercise, A is for attitude, and T is for team. And so really what we wanted to do is really build the programs, not based on what we think people need, but really surveying the folks to see what our staff needs and wants. And some people might want to do nutrition, while other people are really looking at the exercise. And so we are actually going to do a campaign to see what building, a little competitiveness, what building fills out the survey the most. We have some surprises with that as well. So we're really excited about this being kicked off. And again, it's on this evening's agenda to, again, really contract with Rewire Your Workplace. And again, that's just an outside consultant in programming, and then, Corey Morrow will take the lead, and I think Malika Bussey and Dom Capo, and we're going to start to jumpstart our wellness committee again as well. So stay tuned, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what people are, what we're going to be approving this evening, and we can't wait to get started. So thank you.
In your, I don't know, I think sometimes you do say it in your superintendent's report. Lyndhurst Council Coffee?
Oh, yes. So we have coming up is also on October 1st from 9 to 11. We will be attending the Lyndhurst Council Coffee. Mr. Capo will be joining me this year, and I know Melissa Thompson usually does, but she's allowed to have some family time in Atlanta. But Mr. Fording will be joining us as well.
Cassandra and I'll be there also.
Are you gonna be there? Okay, so great. We're gonna have, I will have a table, and we'll have some giveaways. They love our coffee cups, so I will try to have plenty of our SEL coffee cups there. And that is a very popular item, and actually there are sunglasses too, so I'll bring some of those. But I thought it'd be a nice opportunity for the city of Lyndhurst that hosted to meet our new building principal as well, so he will be attending.
If I attend, can I get a coffee cup?
You may get a coffee cup.
I'll be there. It's on the
Even if you
calendar.
don't attend, I'll give you a coffee cup.
I will be there. Last year, I think I overslept.
Yes.
Not woke up, it was.
Well, wait a minute, if Ashley's doing, I'm not actually one. Actually, thank you for picking up that torch, sis.
Yeah.
Sure. I have a 10 o'clock. I have a 10 o'clock right after that too, so that's perfect.
All right, so I will send a reminder for everybody, but that will be on Saturday, October 1st. We'll be there chatting with folks.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Item 3.1, the minutes. The minutes of the regular meeting of August 23rd, 2022 will be approved as recorded or corrected. Furthermore, the reading of these minutes will be waived.
No public comment either.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So you skipped the whole part. Public comment.
Oh, you're right.
There is none, so you're good.
Thanks, Josh. No public comment.
It's a little part right there.
May we get a motion to approve item 3.1, the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. King, Ms. Lee. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Ms. King,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mrs. Jones.
Aye. And just for the record, we don't have any public comment. We can go right into treasurer's report.
Recommend for approval, item 4.1, the financial reports for month end August 2022. Item 4.2, the bank reconciliation for month end August 2022. Item 4.3, the investment earnings for August 2022 month end. Item 4.4, this is our annual permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2023. And then item 4.5, we have quite a few donations on there. And then item 4.6, transfer of funds. We have one transfer of funds. This is the moving of the PI dollars over to the bond retirement to pay the TANs. And then item 4.7, recommend for approval 4.1 through 4.6.
So under 4.4, that's not supposed to be there, right? There wasn't a reason why that was broken up, is it?
No, disregard that.
Okay.
I just copied them.
I know, I know.
May we get a motion to approve items 4.1 through 4.6?
So, second.
Ms. Lee, Ms. Falkenberg. Any questions or comments?
Josh, I know you said you didn't hit send, but it was actually uploaded already in Board Docs when you sent it this
Oh.
morning. So, just a FYI, thank you.
I normally try to still send out this
Yeah.
email, and
I appreciate
I
it.
had it sitting there on my desktop and never hit send.
Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Superintendent's items, 5.
Yes. If we could break for a moment, we do have some visitors, and I always like to introduce our new staff. So I am going to ask Anthony to come up here for a moment. We have a new staff member. So good evening, everybody. This is Anthony. Am I saying it right to you?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to say a little bit about, he's our new teacher at Adrian, and he's teaching kindergarten. Isn't that fantastic?
Right on the road.
So, I just want to tell a little about, he's a graduate of Benedict High School, and he's been coaching high school lacrosse since 2018 at Revere, Kenston, Chardon. I think we might need a lacrosse team.
I just said that.
Yeah, we've been looking at rowing, maybe we need to do lacrosse as well, so we know who has an in-house expert here. His dad also works for the South Dakota Lyndhurst School District at Greenview, so I'm so glad to expand in the family. And I know we have Julie Post back there, teacher at Adrian, so I know she's being a good mentor as well. So we are, he was a building sub last year, and then told me that he did a long-term position as well, which is really nice about him because he's familiar with our district. And, one of the things that we have people that put their time in as subs is really invest in them. So we're really happy for the opportunity. We had an enrollment increase, which is always a good thing. And he applied for the job and was by far the best fit. So we're really excited to bring him here. He's a graduate of Walsh University in early childhood education. And he also taught summer school for SEL. And he has been a building sub at Roland. So we are so happy to bring you here as a permanent employee, and welcome to SEL.
Thank you.
Welcome. I like rolled up on your father this morning at 7 a.m. like, you're leaving Greenview? Do we have an issue? And he's like, no, it's my son. So welcome.
I said the same thing. That name looks familiar. So let me move through and go through the recommendations. So under 5.1, certified staff recommend to the Board of Education to approve the following certified staff appointments. And also underneath there, you can see we have quite a few tutors. This is that time of year that we hire the tutors. I just want to bring the attention, we do use our Title I funds for most of our buildings. And I believe maybe Sunview has to use a different title because they're not a different title. They use the ESSER funds, okay. And then you have a resignation, and this resignation we have, but it missed the August board meeting, so it was from August 1st. And it's that time of year to also have the mentors and facilitators approved for the resident educator program. And let's see, we go to 5.2. So we are really trying to be competitive we know that getting guest teachers is a very competitive area. So we been looking at and studying what could we do, and what you're gonna see is some new rates. Again, we've increased from 110 to 140. And then we have building subs who are actually placed in the building 4 to 5 days a week. And then you can see incrementally, really as someone has consecutive days in a long term, that will increase the pay. Reason being is what happens when you're not just doing day to day and you have long term, you're actually doing some lesson plans and taking a lot more responsibility. So we are asking the board to approve these rates for us to be able to not just be competitive, maybe outbid other places to get our substitutes here. And then 5.3 is approval of items 5.1 and 5.2.
May we get a motion to approve items 5.1 and 5.2?
So moved. Oh,
Second.
Ms. Falkenberg.
Sorry.
I'll second, yeah.
Ms. King. Any questions or comments?
Just so nice, again, to see so many former students or parents of former students that are still coming back and helping in our district. It's
Retirees too, or
and
few
retirees, yeah.
on there, too.
Barb,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Some familiar names there.
Yep.
Hearing no other questions or comments, may we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. Lee.
Aye.
And give me a moment here, we've made it official. Yeah, just let me know.
I just said that you're looking official.
Welcome, Mr. DePiero.
Mr. Mason in the back. Thanks. Have a good evening. We will not feel bad if you guys leave. It's okay, dinner's waiting. Thank you, good to see you. We do have another guest in the back. Mr. Mason is in the building. Ah, it feels so good to have visitors. Come over to the high top table chairs. Oh, cushion. Great to see you.
It's comfy.
Yeah, I didn't see Mr. Mason back there. All right, so 6.1, recommend to the Board of Education to approve mechanic position MOU. Just a quick insight. First of all, it's not only difficult to get bus drivers, it's extremely difficult to maintain mechanics. So what this MOU does is actually help us to keep some sustainability with that, and at the same time, train somebody who's newer to the position while having somebody who's also experienced. So sometimes there's some uniqueness that you have to do, and you need bus mechanics, and it's really important. So that's 6.1. 6.2 is, there's something weird going on with it. It's taking a little bit of time, so just give me a moment here. There we go. Recommending under 6.2, the classified staff, you have some appointments with security guards, ISAs, and monitors. You'll see a variety of different from the classified. We do memorialize our change of assignments. You can see there's been some movement there, especially with some kitchen, with our food service and our secretaries. And then we have some resignations and termination, paid leave of absence, and our substitute. Yeah, so 6.2. Yeah, I think that's finished. It just kinda looks
May we
good.
get a motion to approve item 6.1 and 6.2?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. King, Ms. Falkenberg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Ms. King,
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Mrs. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. Lee.
Aye.
Under 7.0, which is supplemental contracts, we got 7.1, recommending, a slew of supplemental contracts. It's fall season, and that also means not just for sports. We're setting up our class advisors, our musical is getting ready, robotics. So a lot of our, what's really nice about it, if you go over the last 2 years, this was hardly there. So it's really nice to see that we're able to do some of these things again outside of schools. So those are our supplemental contracts for 7.1.
May we get a motion to approve item 7.1?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Falkenberg, Ms. Lee. Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, one name on here, Natasha Schwartz is one of my former students that I still am in contact with, and it's just so nice to see her name as part of our.
Yeah, I met her recently, great young lady, yes.
Hearing no further questions or comments, may we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Mrs. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. King.
Aye.
Under business items 8.1, recommending to the board to approve an agreement for, I wish Mrs. Ryan was here, John Carroll University and the use of their pool. We've kind of gone everywhere with finding a pool, and I actually think we've landed a real good one here, so it's close by, and that's so real happy with this recommendation. Under 8.2, this is for homecoming and DJ services, that's paid out of the Student Congress money, what they raise. And then 8.3 is approving items 8.1, 8.2 under business.
May we get a motion to approve items 8.1 and 8.2?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. King, Ms. Falkenberg. Any questions or comments?
Just a comment. As a blue streak myself. I'm very excited about I'm very excited about this. John Carroll has a very nice pool and facilities.
It
So.
does. It's really exciting for our students. So we've taken our lumps, and we're grateful for places that allow us to come, but it was always really a struggle, so we're really excited about this, so.
Hearing no further questions or comments, may we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Under 9.0, Academics, Technology, and Innovation. 9.1, Student Handbook. This is taking a little bit longer than we normally do, but we wanted to really align our student and parent handbook. As you recall, we started last spring to do the shared expectations with our building principals. We're in collaboration with teachers and teacher leaders, and so it took a little bit of time to align some things. And, we wanted to, you can't have a handbook that says one thing and then a shared expectation that they're laying out to folks that say something else. So it took a little bit of time to do some alignment. So that's 9.1. 9.2 is really exciting. We're expanding the ARC Elite Leadership Academy to Memorial. And 9.3 is the Brush Leadership Academy, and if you recall, it's by the Driven Foundation, which is also another Brush alumni, who Roy Hall, who we've worked with over the last few years. And then, as I mentioned in my superintendent's report, very excited about this new contract, Rewire Your Workplace. And again, this one has a focus on our staff wellness. And then 9.5, approval of academic, technology, and innovation items 9.1 through 9.4.
May we get a motion to approve items 9.1 through 9.4?
So moved.
Second?
Ms. Lee, Ms. Falkenberg, any questions or comments? That's exciting.
It
Have
is.
Mr. Hall,
Oh.
I was about to say Hall. I keep thinking Eddie Hall. No.
Yeah.
It's good to hear Mr. Hall expanding over to
Yeah.
Memorial. I know the kids enjoy him.
Mm-hmm.
My son went through there, and it was very,
It's a great age to start with.
It is.
Yep.
very
So-
inspirational. And he enjoys it. He enjoys, his whole team just enjoys pouring into those kids.
Mhm.
That's not a fun drive some days from Columbus, but he makes it to and fro some days. And to
Yeah.
see the kids that come through his program has been phenomenal. Just their sense of awareness and accountability and their growth.
Quite-
So, I
well-
thank him for giving us a chance.
Yeah, that's just one of several types of initiatives we're trying to also do with a former proud Brush graduate.
Hearing no further questions or comments, may we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Under 10.0, Student Services and Strategic Partnerships. 10.1, it's an addendum to our Quick Med contract, and this is to provide services for one of our students. If you're not familiar, Quick Med is really, formerly we used to use PSI, but I'm really happy with regards to Quick Med. We're not just has the clinic here at Brush High School, but they also are in our school clinics. And now when we have a student that might need medical services, we're really trying to get it under one umbrella, because what we're seeing is when you work with different entities, sometimes not everybody's rowing in the same direction. We don't get, I should say, the most effective services. And so we're really happy that they're open to working with us. And what I hope to do is we're really doing some cool stuff with Quick Med, but and maybe in a future work session, really bring in some of the folks that are behind the leadership. I know Ms. Bussey's been doing a lot with getting that off the ground as well. So that's an addendum. If we go to 10.2, this is providing services for our non-public. Corpus Christi, we are the fiscal agent for that. 10.3, tomorrow we have another continuous improvement day, and we are going to have a guest speaker that will be under our DEI, which is our diversity, equity, and inclusion umbrella as well. So we want to approve that contract. 10.4, professional development training for restorative practices, restorative circles, for some of our staff. 10.5 Transio, you can see what that's for, college applications and transcript request platform. And then approval of our student services and strategic partnership items 10.1 through 10.5.
May we get a motion to approve items 10.1 through 10.5?
So moved. Second.
You
I'll
guys
second.
are
I'll second.
They're on it tonight.
So, Ms. Lee and Ms. King, second. Any questions or comments?
I just had a question. So this 10.3 is just one particular speaker, correct?
That's correct. I believe it's just one time right now, right? Okay, yes.
Comment, not a question. So, can we watch, I know when we were in the COVID Capitol Conference, there was a presentation about QuickMed.
Oh.
Can we watch the Capitol Conference is coming up and maybe see if they have that coming again? Maybe we could collaborate with the other few districts that have QuickMed?
Yeah, I could take a look at that. Okay.
I know they had that in, we sat in one of those on the virtual
They did one of the,
platform.
like they did like a breakout session? or-
It wasn't a full breakout session, but it was talking about the services, like,
Oh,
and QuickMed was one of them, and I think, I can't remember, it was Southern Ohio, obviously, and they talked about how they got QuickMed off the ground, a lot
Okay.
of the naming, the
Did not-
funding, that type of
okay.
deal.
yeah. We will, I'm looking to Ms. Bussey, we'll look into that. I know you're gonna be down there too, so we're gonna look and see, yeah.
So that's good, and then, just roughly, if you don't know, you don't have to look and get back, but do you know, like a percentage of families that are aware and are utilizing it? I don't know if we might wanna have an open house night or
So
something like that.
we were just talking about
Am I
that.
taking thunder?
No, we were just talking about that today because we, I told, actually our liaison is Candace and we're good to go. So it's funny that you say that and we did not have a conversation, but I
We
heard.
didn't, like, she's
Because we
smiling.
wanted to get QuickMed off the ground for our students and staff. And then we want to open it up to our families because it doesn't do any good to treat a child and, there and then they go home and there's other family members that are sick. So before we took that step, we wanted to make sure that QuickMed was ready. And I guess I'm gonna put you on the stop. You had a conversation, I'm assuming they're ready for us to go. Yeah, so it's such a great, you talk about access, I mean, it's such a great thing where, if you have some preschoolers and they're sick too, and you pick up your third grader that's sick, and, guess what? And it's a nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioner can write scripts, and then, you can, just take it to one of the local places that really helps families, especially working families. And I know we're really pushing it for our staff to go there as well because of the service that they're having too. Now, it's just a different way that I have to remember. I don't have to go to the express clinic. I just need to drive over to Brush. If I tend to have strep throat, they'll take a culture and go from there. So we're really excited about that. And that would include spouses of staff members. Again, it doesn't do any good if you go home and your spouse is sick, they treat you because that's how we thought, and they take all kind of health insurance and if those that, so, we want to do an open house, so stay tuned. We got the thumbs up today that QuickMed thinks they can handle the volume, and now we're gonna be ready to, promote that, so.
And maybe next year, would it be kind of helpful? I mean, I'm sure hopefully by then they'll be booming out the door, but would it be beneficial to maybe have a setup at Legacy Village? as well?
They're good.
I'm about to just sit down.
No,
I mean, I'm just thinking,
they're scheduled to have their own tent and to be there and really get families. Listen, it's, I'd rather, we're close-knit here, it's really just for our families and our school family community, which means that we're not competing against when we go to another one, that, you could wait 2 hours because it's everybody, and so, the idea is get them in and out and get what you need, and that's why we want to be a full-service school district, and we're really excited about it.
Are they giving out flu shots?
That's what I just told her.
You know what? You just wait until they send the information out.
Because I did tell her, I did tell Mrs. Bussey that I usually get my flu shot in October. And so I really wanted to make sure, and I'm sure that a lot of staff members want to get it in October. So I said, that was a conversation she had today too, so we never talked, I just so you know.
I went to my whole doctor to get a flu shot. Like,
Right, Sandra Jones.
okay,
That's fabulous.
I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Any further questions or comments?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, may we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Actually, all good questions, because
I'm innovative.
people know what we have then. All right, under 11.0, exceptional students, 11.1, we are recommending for the board to consider a service agreement with ASG Education Services for students with disabilities to attend the LEAP program. And then we have 11.2 with regards to the Fieldstone Farm Therapeutic Riding Center service agreement. Excited about that again. And then 11.3, did I get the last one right? Okay. You remember that one time I was reading it wrong. 11.3 is the re-education services for also a service agreement as well. And then 11.4 is also another, an agreement for professional services with the United Palsy Association of Greater Cleveland. And then 11.5 is approving exceptional students items 11.1 through 11.4.
May we get a motion to approve items 11.1 through 11.4?
So moved.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Second.
Ms. King? Any questions or comments? Hearing none.
I just wanna get on the pony.
Maybe
Nobody
get-
will call me that. I just wanna see the ponies.
All right.
May we get a roll
You
call?
gotta
Mr.
remember that,
Hill?
someone's gotta remember.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Ms. King?
I'll tell Ms.
Aye.
Bowles.
Mrs. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Item 12, Board of Education, do we have any information? 12.1?
I do. I come before you today because I sent you all the invitation for the National Honor Society.
Yes.
But it did not say, I don't have the date any longer, so someone can share
Oh.
that with me,
I think
cause I
it's
can't find
October,
the email.
I thought it was the first, yeah, it's October the 3rd,
October 3rd, thank you,
Mhm.
Ashley, what time?
7 p.m. to
Oh,
8
it is
p.m.
here. I'm sorry.
at Brush.
I thought I couldn't find it, so that's great. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Yes.
Okay. Any further?
Had a very good city council meeting, with Lyndhurst. I did Lyndhurst, Ms. Falkenberg did, South Euclid only because I had promised to introduce, Mr. Fording
Okay.
to the city of Lyndhurst Council. And, it was a very good meeting. They were excited to meet, Mr. Fording and the things that he has coming up. My other thing is a concern, and I know me and Stephanie and I talked about it, the other day, cause we still have a lot, cause I actually experienced it myself with this email. And how, is it a way we can tell parents how their emails cannot go to spam? Is it a way to walk parents through a way of if they're not going to spam? Cause we had quite a few parents who missed open house at Brush because it all went to their spam, so they weren't aware of it.
So,
Is it in-
yes, we did send out a reverse 911 call at the beginning of the school year, letting parents know, hey, if you haven't got any communication, make sure you check your spam. And then to unclick after you open it, you have an option in any email to say, hey,
Not
this
spam.
is not spam, this should be
Okay.
released. So that's the
Trusted
easiest,
sender.
that's the easiest way to do it. We can send out another one, because it's hard to get the communication out there. We'll post on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook. So I was originally gonna send an email and I was like, oh wait, they're not gonna get it. So, to be honest with you. So maybe if we post it through social media outlets too, to let them know.
I think we
check
need
it,
to,
and
yeah.
then to
I know
release
you
it.
had said something before, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think there's 3 choices that you have, and that's one thing, once you get there too, it's, if you permit it, I believe that it allows that
Correct.
to keep coming. If you just release it, sometimes people make the mistake, they release it, they got that one, but what happens is they only release that one from there. They actually you block, you permit, or you release, and they really want to have to permit it because that makes sure that when it comes from that website, they'll permit more to come. And I think sometimes people make that mistake too. Well, I did it, and then what they really did was just release that one too.
So does it have to be done on so is that something that has to be done on an actual laptop or computer, or can they do it from their phone? Do we know?
You can do it from the
They
phone.
can do it
Should
from
be
their
able
phone
to.
as
Should be able to do
well?
it from the phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll work on a little, just one pager so we can post it everywhere. too.
Okay, I just couldn't remember it, and I told him I would follow up today.
Well, yeah, I think.
Miss Stacy, she was in the principal's office today, like, I don't know, I sent it out, I'm like, I know you sent it, but if we could just figure out something, that would be phenomenal. I had a chance to speak to the mayor of South Euclid. Were you doing that one? Were you gonna talk about that? Okay. She said she has heard nothing but good things in regards to our schools opening so far. She has not heard one complaint, which is a phenomenal thing, because in years in the past, all we got the first few weeks were complaints. So kudos to you all and your teams. If you can let them know, we say thank you, and we appreciate everyone's efforts. As a parent, I can say that my children have been doing pretty good. Even Riley this week, Miss Bussey has been adjusting and doing well. So it's a good thing. My high schooler, my 9th grader, he is in love with Rush High School.
Oh,
Thank you.
yay.
And he loves the lunch. So kudos. I think we're doing some pretty good things here. And I think that is all that I have.
Any further information? How was your council meeting, Ms. Falkenberg?
Well, it was fine. I didn't realize that it was in person, so
They
I was
didn't tell
trying
us
to
it
get on.
changed.
They must have just changed.
They
didn't
never told
They
us it
did.
changed.
They just changed. So I was texting Justin to see, why I couldn't get on. And he said, we're in person. So I hightailed it over to the city
Hall?
City Hall. It's not there. It's over at the,
Community center?
Community
yeah.
center?
So it was fun.
Luckily, you're so close.
Yeah, exactly. I got it.
Sorry.
I got there in time, so,
So they're all in person now.
yeah.
I didn't think about that when they had the grand opening for City Hall, because I think the repairs at the community center and City Hall were simultaneous. I didn't think about it.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
there's still.
But no, he still could have, I'll follow up with Mr. Benjamin to make sure that he communicates effectively with us as well as we communicate with them.
There is one thing that I left off, if I may, it's happening this week, and thank you for reminding me. We have on Thursday, the K-6 Fathers Walk is happening.
Oh, right.
So that's an important one, and it's just great. It's a great, I don't know, great site. I don't know how else to explain it. It's really good.
This
So
Thursday?
this Thursday, and Miss Bussey, it's different times are they having a little bit?
So, elementary, K-3 is around 8 o'clock. Greenview, campus is at 7 to the sixth grade school. They will all happen before the instruction begins.
So nobody's walking Memorial kids and Brush kids to school?
So, it's funny you say that, because, Mr. Mason and I, we are working on something for our 7th through 12th.
Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about.
All right.
I'm impressed with, the YBS support team this school year. I know I said it last week, but I will echo those sentiments again this week, only because every week I see something else that they are doing that is very impressive. Them working, being at the games. I had a mom call me like, who is Mr. Winters? And I'm like, and I thought he was still at Greenview. So I'm like, oh, he's the YBS at Greenview. And she goes, my son talks about him all day long. I don't know what you all doing with him, but whatever he is, he's great. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was at Memorial at that point. But whatever you're doing, thank you, Mr. Mason, for coming today. We appreciate you. Thank you. You are, just a quick thanks to Mr. Mason. He's a fully vested employee here, and I think a lot of us don't know, or a lot of us don't remember. He is a parent. His children attend our schools. His children attend 3 of our schools. He is a tax-paying community citizen, as he chose to purchase a home in our community when he took a job here. He is our youth development specialist, and he is also our head basketball coach. And that's fully vested. And we appreciate that, Mr. Mason. I don't know if we tell you enough that we honestly do appreciate everything that you do. I know personally people come to you and they try to take you away from me, and we go back and forth, but no, see, on a serious note, thank you, Chet, I greatly appreciate it. If you don't see a meeting, you'll watch the meetings, you'll call like, hey, what does this mean, what's going on? And a lot of people don't do that.
So I greatly appreciate everything that you have done for our district these past 8 years. So thank you very much.
It's his family.
Yes.
I mean, he is on these grounds a lot more sometimes during the day than he is at home.
Yeah, we
I
were,
think by default he made his children basketball players, so he can be a dad while he's working. But just kudos to your family because they share a lot when it comes to you. You're one person, but.
well, we were just out in the
appreciate
community,
it.
yeah, we were just out in the community last night. Mr. Mason was with us as well, so, we spend, a lot of time and, you know, since 2015, when we hired him, to your point, Ms. Lee, there's been a lot of other places that would certainly want his services and his talent, and we're very fortunate that he has, put his roots down here. He's bought a home in Lyndhurst. His children attend our schools. I can't think of a greater compliment than trusting your children with our teachers. And, you know, and he, you know, as you said, he coaches, and, you know, he's here this evening because he's invested in the business of this district. So, I know you didn't expect this, but thank you, Mr. Mason.
Yeah. Any further information? Ashley?
No.
Did you ever reach out to the lady that orchestrates the briefcase to see how
For
do they take?
For Kim? No, I haven't reached out to her yet, because work got crazy, and October is the goal,
Okay.
but I'm gonna reach out.
You going to Capitol Conference?
I am not. I have a work conflict.
Okay. Were you able to at least log on and see the offerings there?
It did let me log in, and then I was like, okay, good, and then I'm gonna,
If you feel like it, just shoot me what you are interested in, and I can grab whatever handouts are there
okay,
when we go down there. If you don't do it, I'll remind myself to reach out to you before I head out.
thank you.
So we'll do that.
And there's a separate website for the conference too, so if that's,
Yeah.
yeah, we can always shoot the track sessions over that link for that.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Falkenberg, you doing okay? No information for you?
I've had bronchitis and it just
Uh.
seems to want to stay with me.
All right. I think that concludes our regular meeting.
No more public comment either.
No more public comment, thank you.
Forgetting. It's so sad.
Yeah, I do want to talk.
Okay. There is no need for executive session, so 6:22. Thank you all for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe. Come back next month, and everybody here in attendance, thank you. Have a good evening. May we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
6:22. All right.
All in favor?
Aye.